Hosted by you/Spiced Pumpkins. I've got a pretty large property and don't mind the neighbor's cat hanging out, chasing mice and other things, but it's constantly walking right up to me and bringing me dead things when I'm outside. I don't feed the cat and barely pay any attention to it, except when it rubs up against me and purrs. I'll give it a quick pat and move on to whatever I was doing, gardening, etc. Otherwise, I basically ignore it. Anyway, the frequency of dead things plopped at my feet has gotten to almost every day. I don't want to be mean and scare it or anything. It's welcome to relax or prowl the yard, but it's a real long walk from one end of the yard to my trash cans to dispose of the things it brings, and it's getting old really fast. Update 1 day later. In a nutshell, the neighbor's cat keeps bringing me dead things almost daily. I don't hate cats, but cats are just not my jam. Sorry sub, no offense. If cats are around, cool, no big deal. I'm an animal lover. I have no issues with the cat itself. It's welcome in my yard to do as it pleases, and I practically ignore it unless it goes out of its way to come up to me. I'll give it a quick pat or scritch and move on to the many things I have to do in my yard. I forgot to mention the actual issue is not that it brings me dead things, but that the dead things it has brought me and I didn't find right away attract ants. Where I'm at, ants can pop up out of nowhere in the hundreds or more if dead things are not disposed of quickly. This summer, I've been at war with ants, and they are such a pain to deal with, especially if they're swarming the dead things left by the cat. Then lugging the dead thing way over to the trash cans is also a huge pain. I've been working hard to get the yard landscaped the way I want it. I've planted specific flowers to attract birds, butterflies, and small wildlife. It's gotten close to looking like a little sanctuary. It requires a ton of maintenance as I clean daily any seeds not eaten in the feeders, mowing, trimming, etc. The cat walking around the yard is no issue for me, as it seems not to bother any of the small wildlife except for mice, and it seems to enjoy the yard more than its owner's yard for some reason. It's an older cat, and I don't think it's right to spray it with a water bottle or try to scare it or be mean to it, as some suggested here. That's just not an option for me. I called my vet to get their advice, and they said to soak cotton balls in a 1-to-1 mixture of food-grade vinegar and water, then lightly dab my wrists, neck, ankles, shoes, etc. The vet said the vinegar is totally safe for the cat, but cats don't like the scent and will associate it with me. In theory, this should stop the cat from approaching me and it will likely give up trying to bring me dead things. The vet also suggested that it might be a good idea to actually lure the cat to me with a simple treat, ensuring it approaches, smells me, dislikes it, and leaves. So, after one quick stop at the market for vinegar, cotton balls, and cat treats, and dabbing myself all over like my vet advised, I thought I was good to go. Voila! Problem solved, right? Nope. My beloved dog wouldn't even come up to me the entire rest of the day. My wife said I stunk and demanded I shower. I told her I still had a lot of chores outside in the yard, and she said I couldn't step into the house until I showered. I told her I would shower after my chores. The cat showed up as usual and brought me another dead thing, a partial grasshopper this time, and I did what the vet said and gave it the cat treat. Not only did it approach me without flinching at my smell, but it went crazy purring and rubbing up against me after I gave it the treat. It was purring so hard I could feel the reverberations when it rubbed against my pant leg. Unusually, the damn cat followed me around most of the day and kept interfering with what I was doing, pruning, sweeping, etc. It ran in front of me while I was carrying things to the wheelbarrow, zipped between my legs, and lay down right where I was about to trim. I gently move it, and the little bastard kept coming back. I made sure to hold out my wrists for it to smell, and that did absolutely nothing. The cat didn't even care or seem to notice the vinegar smell. I did a lot of work in the yard but still had more to do, so I was going to take a quick nap on the couch and then get back to the yard, but my wife wouldn't have any of it and kicked me out. She told me to go nap near the pool in the nice shaded area I had set up with lawn furniture and a hammock. I didn't want to argue with the boss, so I went to the hammock. I took a nice nap, only to wake up to find the freaking cat sleeping on my chest, purring, with its butt right in my face. I gently put it down on the ground so I could get back to my yard work, and right there under the hammock was another dead thing the cat had left for me, covered in hundreds of ants. FML. I give up. Second update 10 days later. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone who gave sincere, well-meaning advice here. When I say I'm not a cat person, I really mean it. I don't dislike cats, but I've always grown up with dogs, and other than bumping into the occasional cat in passing, I have almost no knowledge beyond what the average person might know. There seemed to be some conflicting advice in the thread. Ignore the cat, pick up the cat constantly, feed the cat, don't feed the cat, try citrus instead of vinegar, no, try peppermint instead of citrus, eat in front of the cat, etc. To answer a couple of questions from the thread. Some asked if the cat belonged to the previous owner of the house and has just hung around. Nope. I've owned the property for over 20 years. I had the former dilapidated house demolished, and over the decades, I slowly added the main house, 2 small guest houses, the pool house, etc. The cat literally showed up on the day the new neighbor down the hill moved in with their stuff. I simply connected the dots. As for whether there are any poisonous plants in my landscaped yard, to my knowledge, no. I have a dog I would take a bullet for, and when I hired the landscape architect and arborist, I specifically requested that nothing be planted that could harm my dog or any of the local wildlife. At the same time, I wanted to attract butterflies, hummingbirds, etc. For this same reason, despite it being a really easy solution to my ginormous ant problem, I refused to use chemicals or pesticides in the yard. Trial and error advice from the thread that worked or didn't work. Citrus and peppermint. First of all, I wasn't going to make the same mistake of putting on a scent that would upset my dog. The day I tried the vinegar, my dog avoided me all day and would only begrudgingly come to me when I insisted. The only citrus I had around was a strong citrus scent from one of my wife's fancy soaps. I tried it around the cat, nothing. It didn't deter the cat at all. I didn't try peppermint because I don't like the smell of peppermint myself. Ignore the cat completely, impossible. The damn cat refuses to be ignored. The more I ignored it, the more it would walk in my path, lie down exactly where I was working, and follow me constantly. Eat in front of the cat, but under no circumstance do I feed the cat. Didn't work. The cat just stared at me, bobbing its head back and forth, intently watching whatever I was eating, then shifting its gaze to my mouth to watch me chew. It still brought me dead things. I held my ground and didn't feed the cat, even though I'm pretty sure it was asking for a bite. Love bombed the cat, constantly pick it up, go over the top to pay attention to it. To those who gave this advice, if you were genuinely trying to help, thank you. If you were trolling, congratulations, you got me good. Not only did smothering the cat with affection and constantly picking it up not work, but it also backfired, hard. The cat became obnoxiously clingy, demanding I pick it up and give it scritches, constantly interrupting what I was doing. Sometimes it wouldn't stop meowing incessantly until I did a quick pick up and scritch. I'd put it back down, only for it to do the same thing less than an hour later. I'm busy, I don't have time for this. So, up to this point, basically nothing worked. After trying some of the thread's advice, things are significantly worse. The cat still came around every day, still brought me dead things, and followed me everywhere. Now, every so often, I had to pick it up to rub its tummy or give it a scritch to hit the reset button so it would stop meowing at me. It incessantly followed me. There was only one single day when I thought I didn't see the cat. I left really early in the morning to pick up things from Home Depot, drop by my local nursery for their good secret sauce compost, and run a bunch of other errands. I came back in the afternoon and went about my chores in the yard. As the hours passed, it hit me, no cat. Not a peep, nothing trying to trip me as I pushed the wheelbarrow, no demands for a pickup scritch and release. Nothing. I just shrugged, thankful for the rare peace. It was getting late, and I was hungry. Since I told my wife I was running errands, she must have assumed I would grab something to eat, so she didn't pack anything for me. As I opened the kitchen sliding door, there it was, the goddamn cat, sleeping in my wife's lap while she petted it and watched TV. Oh hell nah. My wife looked up, smiled at me, then quickly frowned and asked, "What's wrong?" I replied, "What do you mean?" "When you came in, your jaw dropped, and you mouthed, 'Son of a beach.' Why would you let that cat in the house?" "Why wouldn't I?" Poor thing was outside rubbing up against the glass door and meowing bloody murder. It was obviously hungry and thirsty. Oh my god. You didn't feed the cat, did you? Of course I did. You think I'm going to let a helpless animal go hungry or be thirsty at my door? I thought I was going to have an aneurysm. All I could think about was that scene from Gremlins, where you're firmly warned never to feed the thing after midnight or else you're screwed. Now my wife's done it, she fed the damn cat. I'm screwed. This is the little bastard that's been giving me headaches with ants for weeks by bringing me dead things. What are you talking about? It just showed up today. Holy crap. I suddenly realized that, all this time, I don't think I ever directly mentioned the cat to my wife. I have a few acres of land, nicely landscaped and partitioned with very tall trees to break up the line of sight, as the landscape architect said. It's designed to give the feel of walking through a manicured forest, where you don't know what's around each corner until you turn and see the different landscapes. I've been working on the far end of the property, and that's where the cat shows up. She never saw the cat until today. Wait a minute. That day I came in with the vinegar smell, and you wouldn't let me in the house? That was because I was trying to make the cat keep away from me. Exactly at this point, the cat woke up, saw me, hopped off my wife's lap, and started purring like a motorboat, rubbing hard against my legs. That's why? Oh my god. Why didn't you ask Kevin for advice before trying something that stupid? Kevin is our vet. I've known him, his wife, and kids for years. He comes over every now and then to play video games in my man cave or shoot pool while the wives are off doing who knows what. It was Kevin who told me to do the vinegar. My wife literally rolled her eyes. I can't believe you two are doctors. Side note, I'm a retired anesthesiologist. That was some dumb advice. I know. It didn't work at all, so I went to an internet forum and asked for advice. My wife literally laughed in my face. You asked complete strangers on the internet for advice? And how did that work out for you? Not so good. Anyway, I'm going to take care of this right now and take the cat back to its owners. It belongs to the new family who moved in down the hill. I gently grabbed the little bastard, who was all happy and smug, hopped in the truck, and rang the neighbor's doorbell. The day after they moved in, My wife and I introduced ourselves, gave them a small Home Depot gift card, and some of my wife's really good homemade brownies. Other than that, I hadn't talked to them. The wife answered the door, and her husband, sitting at the table in the back, waved at me. I reintroduced myself while holding their cat and told them I was bringing it back since it had been coming over to my yard every day. I was about to follow another thread's suggestion and ask if they could please consider putting a bell and collar on their cat so it would have a hard time catching things and bringing me their corpses, when the wife said, "That's not our cat. We don't have a cat." All the air left my lungs. If I thought I was going to have an aneurysm before, now I'm sure I'm going to have a stroke as well. No, freaking way, this isn't their cat. A million things were running through my head, and number one on that list was, I call bullcrap. There is no way. I live on a small cul-de-sac, and I'm the only house on top of the hill because I own the entire damn top. I've known all the few neighbors for years. This cat doesn't belong to any of them. And this cat literally showed up the day they moved their stuff in. I started thinking, are these guys freaking evil douchebags who dumped their cat and are now trying to deny it? The words just plopped out of my mouth, and I instantly felt like an idiot. Are you sure? The wife looked a little taken aback and said, "That's not our cat." She sounded sincere, and her face looked convincing. The husband came to the door and asked, "Is there something wrong?" I said, "I thought this was your cat and was bringing it back to you. It showed up the day you guys moved in." The husband said, "That's not our cat. I've seen it walking around, but I think it belongs to one of the neighbors." He also looked sincere. Are they just world-class bullcrappers? There's no way this isn't their cat. What are the odds? Then their little kid, who looked about 4 years old, came to the door and smiled at me and the cat. Okay, here we go. Kids don't BS. They're brutally honest, and if this is their cat, this kid is going to spill it right now. Nope. The kid goes, a kitty, with genuine surprise. This kid had no idea about this cat. This cat isn't theirs. All I could think was, oh my god. FFFML. I sheepishly apologized for the mix-up and left, with the little bastard. It was before 5, so I called Kevin, the vet, and told him I was bringing the cat over to see if it had a chip. I dropped by his clinic, and they scanned the cat. No chip. Kevin examined the cat and estimated it was around 7 or 8 years old. He said there was no way this was a feral street cat because this cat was broken and way too used to being around people. What do you mean broken? Is something wrong? No, nothing like that. I mean this. He took the cat from me and cradled it on its back. It just stared at him calmly. Then, he put it on the table, still on its back, and gently grabbed both hind legs, pumping them up and down while saying, "Chugga chugga 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 choo choo." The cat just blinked at him. See? Broken. I had no idea WTF he was talking about. Cats are usually wary of complete strangers, even house cats that have been around people all their lives. Cats don't just let anyone walk up to them and pick them up. And they never let a stranger put them on their back, exposing their vulnerable abdomen, and let them be repositioned like an action figure with the kung fu grip, like this one does. So what? It's just super friendly, right? You're not getting it. I've never seen a cat as chill as this one. No one has. They don't make cats like this. This cat literally gives zero craps. Even to its own peril. Even the techs noticed it. They were just passing this cat around, putting it in all kinds of positions, holding it, petting it. This cat didn't give a damn. This goes way beyond being just friendly. It's broken, man, but in a good way. Maybe it's just developmentally disabled? Nope. Not that I can tell. In fact, I think it's probably above average intelligence. What makes you say that? It somehow wiggled its way into your life and got your dumb head here, didn't it? But I don't like cats. I know. It's played the long con on you. He was smiling like it was Christmas. Like I said, smart. But I don't want a cat. Don't you know anyone who'll take it? Absolutely. The tech already offered. She's in love with it. And the other tech wants it too. But here's the thing. What? Kevin took the cat and plopped it into my arms. It looked up at me with those big, dumb eyes and started purring really loud. Kevin took the cat back. The purring stopped, and the cat just looked at him. He put the cat back in my arms. It started purring again. See? This cat has a major crush on you. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but my 2 cents? It would be cruel to separate this cat from you. Look, if you really don't want the cat, I can have literally a bazillion people busting down this door for it. At least you told me you didn't feed it. I told him my wife already did, and she really liked the cat. Oh man, you're screwed. So, I brought the cat back home and told my wife everything. Now, my wife has a grin from ear to ear. Okay, good. She grabbed the cat, and it just snuggled up to her, the little kiss up. There's still time to go to PetSmart and get it some things. And while we're there, you can get one of those cat flappy doors for the kitchen. I told her, hell no. This cat has already given me major headaches with ants outside. I don't want it coming in the house. I looked her straight in the eyes and said, 100% no to the cat door. I crossed my arms. 1000% no. She narrowed her eyes at me. Anyway, we went to PetSmart, and she got some outfits for the cat, and now my kitchen door has a cat flap installed. The only consolation prize is that she let me name the cat. I named it what she thought was LB. I told her it sounds cute, like Elmo, and she went with it. It's actually LB for little bastard. I giggle inside when I call its name. P.S. LB has stopped bringing me dead things since being inside most of the time. It's already destroyed my Newton's cradle that I've had for years in my office, stolen one of my Chewbacca slippers, which I still haven't found, and I still often wake up after napping with it sleeping on my chest, butt right in my face. FML. I give up. Commenter. Someone dumped the cat out of his property thinking it was farm area. Cat saw a human and brought him fresh hunts to show human how good a hunter and provider cat is, so human will love cat. Human kept interacting with cat happy, cat follow human all over yard, cat purrs. Cat satisfied with human slave pick now has to get in house.